Minecraft's soundtrack is an inseparable part of the game. It's a crucial part of the puzzle that led to the game's success. Its perfectly chosen calm nature accompanies you on your journey as you explore the world, as you build your house, as you dig deeper and deeper towards more and more valuable treasures. Or it's just a great partner to watch a sunset with, to relax and enjoy the peace that this wonderful game offers. Both the game and the music are great on their own, but when you combine them, they create something magical. But we all know that. What you might not know is what led to the creation of the music, how it was produced, what style of music it actually is, and most importantly, why this particular style was chosen and why it fits the game perfectly. And also how it manages to be so minimalistic and ignorable, yet beautiful and interesting at the same time. The name associated with this kind of music is ambient. It sacrifices grandiose melodic and rhythmic gestures in favor of texture and atmosphere, usually evoking a feeling of calm or contemplation. Brian Eno, an English musician, has popularized this musical style. He was the person that gave it its name, Ambient, and it has stuck ever since, thanks to his album Ambient 1, Music for Airports. In my Plants vs Zombies video, I have criticized ambient music, calling it somewhat lazy. I have mistakenly used the term ambient, when in reality what I had in mind was a musical style called muzak. You may also know it as a elevator or lift music. That's the exact generic tune that one can put close to zero thoughts into making it. Eno himself best describes the difference between the two. Whereas the extant canned music companies proceed from the basis of regularizing environments by blanketing their acoustic and atmospheric idiosyncrasies, ambient music is intended to enhance these. Whereas conventional background music is produced by stripping away all sense of doubt and uncertainty, and thus all genuine interest from the music. Ambient music retains these qualities. And whereas their intention is to brighten the environment by adding stimulus to it, thus supposedly alleviating the tedium of routine tasks and leveling out the natural ups and downs of body rhythms, ambient music is intended to induce a calm and a space to think. Ambient music must be able to accommodate many levels of listening attention without enforcing one in particular. It must be as ignorable as it is interesting. The last line perfectly sums up what ambient music is all about. When you decide to treat it as just an enhancement of background, feeling it just subconsciously, it works perfectly fine. But when you stop everything what you are doing, and you really listen to it, you realize that it does work on its own, and it's worth all the attention as well. It doesn't fill an environment, it transcends it. Even though Brian Eno played a big role in raising awareness of this genre, he wasn't the founder of it. While we cannot say exactly who was the first, a name usually associated with pioneering this kind of genre that would later be called ambient is Erik Satie, a French composer who lived between the 19th and the 20th century, who broke from the conventional musical style of the time with his self-called furniture music. His idea was that he didn't want people to pay any attention to his music while it was playing. But his distinctive harmonies and graceful melodies couldn't be totally ignored, much to his dismay. He wanted to create music, but instead he crafted ambient. One of his most influential work is a set of 3 piano pieces labeled gymnopedies. When we look at the first one, just from the first few bars we can already see what this music is all about. The harmony alternates between 2 major 7th chords, one built on a tonic scale degree, the other on the dominant. The major 7th chords have this melancholic feeling, because they are essentially a combination of 2 chords, one major and one minor. Another iconic feature of these compositions is the accompaniment, just a bass note on a beat 1, followed by the rest of the notes of the chord on another beat. This texture combined with the slow, gravely tempo almost immediately create this calm and relaxing atmosphere. The melody is just a cherry on top. Its slight dissonance just adds to the melancholy. The way it doesn't present any interesting rhythmical motif by just following the time signature, it adds to the calmness. The melody doesn't crave for attention. It doesn't present any progression. No real starting point, no middle part, no ending, no cadence. It just happens. whether you pay attention to it or not. Most of what I said about Erik Satie's work can be applied to the music of C418, the composer of Minecraft's music. Looking at one of the most beloved pieces from the soundtrack, called Sweden, we can see a number of striking similarities. The slow tempo and broken chord accompaniment evoke a similar calmness and ambience. The chord extensions, combined with the unprovocative melody, create a similar neutralism, where no single emotion stands out, while simultaneously none of them seem to be absent. That's the whole idea of ambient music. It doesn't suggest anything. It leaves everything to your interpretation. The same goes with this fan favorite piece, a track called Bed Hands. The accompaniment shifts from a broken chord figure to complete arpeggios. This clearly shows how the extended chords are built. We shift between the chords of A major 9 and D major 9. We take the basic triad and we add a 7th degree to it, same as Erik Satie did in his Gymnopedias. C418 takes it a step further and adds a 9th degree as well. This colorful, expressive chord is the source of the melancholy, or a better word for it would be flexibility. It's a common theme among all the tracks. They are flexible. When something unfortunate happens to you in a game, you feel anger, sadness, and frustration. That's the exact emotions you get from the music at the moment as well. But the same musical passage, when played at the moment of delight, for example after just finishing your first house building, can be joyful and uplifting. The prime example of that is the last track that I would like to take a look into. It's called Oxygen. Unlike the other two pieces that used primarily acoustic instruments, this one utilizes primary synthesizers. It fully leans into this idea of atmosphere over everything else. It is stripped from all melodic and rhythmical motifs. The name oxygen of course refers to the basic element. The description of the gas, tasteless, odorless, colorless, and absolutely essential for life, fits the musical theme as well perfectly. Most of us go through our days without consciously thinking about breathing. We do it automatically. The only time when we notice this indispensable gas is when we are lacking it. When we are diving underwater, when we are holding our breath, or when we are engaged with this guy. The same goes for the music. You are too distracted with your duties in the game. Too much in fact that this piece can go by without you even noticing it. But even without you knowing it, the music is stimulating your subconscious. You would only notice it if it wasn't there. And to finally answer the main question, why was this particular style of music chosen? And why it worked? Minecraft is a relaxing game, so music that matches this calm, easy atmosphere makes sense. The composer of the soundtrack, C418, or Daniel Rosenfeld, said that at the beginning of the music production, he was thinking about the idea of having the music match what was happening to you in-game. For example, if you were traveling around or exploring the world, the music would have adventurous and mysterious quality. If you were fighting, the music would be bold and heroic. If you were farming, it would be happy and uplifting, etc. The music mirrors your actions or the given situation in the game. But it's only possible with games that have linear structure, where the game guides you from one location to the next one. In other words, it's only possible with games that doesn't have an open world. And Minecraft does have an open world. A massive one in fact, where the amount of places where you can go is basically endless, and the possibilities of actions that you can do is also endless. So having a musical theme assigned to a specific location or action would be kind of awkward. Just imagine this. You enter a desert theme starts playing, and after a while you discover a well, which is the only source of water in this biome. So the desert theme abruptly stops, and a different track, this one with kind of celebratory or releasing vibe, plays instead. And all of a sudden you're attacked by a husk, a sand zombie. So the music once again abruptly switches, this time to some combat theme. Daniel realized that this approach would be pretty clunky. So he came up with the idea that a completely random track would play at a completely random time. That solved the problem with the awkwardness of constantly switching between different tracks. But it also came with a little side effect. A side effect that transcends an already amazing ambient music to something much more. As I already said, a quality that almost all the tracks have in common is that they are flexible, meaning that they can be interpreted differently based off of what's happening in the game. And when you combine that with the fact that the music plays randomly, this is where the magic happens. Let's hear it from Daniel himself.
We never knew where the player was at any time of the game because like everything is randomly generated. So I just decided, let's just play it randomly and see what happens. And shockingly, it works, because a story I hear from a lot of people, like to this day, like every day I get an email about this, that they would just play the game and like dig straight down or like dig a tunnel and do something really mundane. And randomly a song would come in, and suddenly this boring task is the most beautiful thing they've ever done in their life.
Everything is randomly generated. When you load up a new world, it is your world. There is no other world same as yours. It is tailor-made for you, same as the music. The sequence in which the tracks are playing is unique for all players. So everyone gets a different experience from the game based off of the choice of music that they get and when they get it. And everyone gets a different experience from the music based off of the game, from the location where they are at, or the goal that they are pursuing. That's the magic of Minecraft's music. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, like, and share it with your friends. For more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. It would mean a world to me. Alright, see you next time. Bye.